Greetings and salutations, everybody. Lord X here, coming at you once again with a brand new comic shop pickups video. That's right, it's that time of the week where I talk about the comics that I've picked up and maybe some collectibles as well from my local comic book shop. So today I've got 4 comics, 1 not Marvel, 3 Marvel. I do say Marvel because I've been doing this now for almost 60 episodes. Or maybe this is episode 60. I can't remember right now. But I mostly buy Marvel comics. The odd DC book, the odd random book as well. But anyways, let's dive into what I have picked up. And we're going to start this week with the first separate comic that I have. And I never read this entirely, but I kind of glanced through it. And it's as crazy, over the top, and bloody as you would expect. And that, of course, is Archie versus Sharknado #1. What the fuck? That's all I have to say. But this is like, what the fuck? I am loving what they are doing with Archie these days. Afterlife with Archie was an amazing series, and I think it is still going. Their Sabrina stuff has been fantastic. Really Lovecraftian, which I fucking enjoy so much. And Archie vs. Predator, as I talked about on this show, was incredible. Just absolutely incredible, the direction that show went into. Series, I mean. And now Archie vs. Sharknado. It's awesome. It's just awesome. So, highly recommend that series to you. Next up, we have the one Marvel comic that I actually managed to read before I started recording this. And that is Secret Wars Civil War #2. And an absolutely joyful read. Maybe joyful is the wrong word because this world is kind of it's kind of brutal and depressing. Basically, if you didn't read issue #1, the whole Civil War thing kind of went in a whole different direction with like a mass, or the negative zone basically bursting out and causing a mass explosion. Hundreds, thousands of people dead, including a lot of heroes, including Daredevil and Black Panther and several others. And now the US has been separated into 2 different states. It's known as the Wasteland, but you got 2 different areas. One's being run by Captain America, the other one's being run by Iron Man. And yeah, issue #2 continues the story, and it's great. I mean, if you enjoyed the original Civil War storyline, I think you'll enjoy this as well, as much as I do. If you didn't enjoy the original Civil War storyline, maybe this will actually perk your interest, because this is actually pretty badass. And it's been great to see where certain characters have fallen, what have happened to certain characters. It's really cool, and I do recommend that you go read this. Alright, next up, on last week's episode I talked about the last days of Black Widow. On the week before that, I talked about the last days of the Punisher. Now, I haven't read this issue yet, but this is number 17 of Miss Marvel, the last days of Miss Marvel. And from what I know about this book, and as you can tell by the cover here, this is the first time that the new Miss Marvel has teamed up with Captain Marvel. So that's really interesting, and I actually might have to give in and read this one, even though I'm a bit behind on Miss Marvel's series now. And the final book that I have is another Secret Wars tie-in. Haven't had the chance to read it yet. I did, however, get the variant edition of the cover because it's fucking awesome. And that is issue #2 of Guardians of Nowhere. And there's Rocket Raccoon right on the front of the cover, just being all badass and awesome that he is. So, sweet. Cannot wait to really dive into that as well. But that pretty much does it for the comics I picked up this week. I do have 2 collectibles. One of these, not from my comic book shop, and it'll be the first one that I talk about here. And I'm actually considering opening up this one and displaying it, which I normally don't do with my pops. I've only done it with a select few. The first one that I got here from EB Games is the Robot Devil from Futurama. Sorry, had to do that because if you watch Futurama and love it as much as I do, you know if the robot devil's involved, you're getting a musical. I've seen some of the other ones around. I've seen a lot of Bender around. I haven't seen many Fry's or Layla's. But, yeah, I really like the design here on the Robot Devil. I thought he was awesome. Had to get him. The other ones, I'm not too fussy on, to be honest with you. Even though I love the series, the other one's not so good. And the other pop vinyl that I have here, well, if I don't turn up next week, just, no video or anything like that from me, it just means that I've been exterminated. Oh yeah, I got a Dalek. And this dude is fucking incredible. There, of course, are the ones that you can get. I've seen pretty much every single one of these except for the 4th Doctor and the Cyberman. I have seen the TARDIS. Haven't seen the I have seen the Weeping Angel. I ain't buying the Weeping Angel. This is as far as I'll go as in terms of killing machines. I do not need a Weeping Angel in my life. I've seen all the Doctors aside from the 4th, as I said, and I've seen the lump of fat thing, whose name I'm not going to pronounce right now. But yeah, the Dalek. I thought it was a really cool design. It's really, really nice quality. So. Boom, added to the collection. And folks, that's going to do it for this week's Comic Shop Pickups video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to hear what you picked up at your local comic book shop this week. What comics you might have dived into. So, I've been Lord X. You've been awesome. And I will catch you next time.